Hello, Don Crider here with George Wealth Partners. Thank you for investing a moment of your time with us. If you're an empty nester thinking about your final push toward retirement, I want to challenge you today to shift your thinking a little. We feel when it comes to retirement, we all need to be having entirely different conversations. There are two things you need to retire well: enough purpose to get out of bed in the morning and enough money to sleep at night. In our helping plan hundreds of retirements for individuals and families, we found some similar hurdles people face in their transition from work into retirement. Interestingly, most of them end up being lifestyle adjustments and not the financial adjustments that cause the biggest frustrations. There are endless resources our industry's created on the money side, but almost no resources for the lifestyle side. And it has everything to do with how the industry gets paid, but that's another video for another day. Today I want to share with you a few of the factors that cause retirements to either flourish or flounder. Research has shown that you're in danger if you're retiring from something but not to something. Another is people going from one imbalance to another imbalance. So they haven't had much control over their time, and suddenly they have so much time they don't know what to do with it. It can get filled with meaningless activities or things that just don't satisfy. Another issue is lack of structure and lack of challenge that often enters people's lives as they enter retirement phase. And then lastly, aimlessness and boredom. To be happy and healthy, you're going to need lifestyle planning as much as you need financial planning. And the current social construct of retirement is completely unnatural. It was an industrial age assumption that all 65-year-olds are equal, dispensable, and ready to replace with a younger model. Think about it. In the industrial age, what did you trade for a paycheck? Physical labor, right? It just made sense to the industrialists that if you were 60, 62, or 65, you might not have the strength, physical wherewithal, or mental motivation to do all that physical work. It was physical capacity you were trading for a paycheck. So the industrialists could pull out a 65-year-old and replace it with a 25-year-old, and productivity increased. I'll give a nod to the industrial mindset for that, but are we still living in the industrial age? The world has changed a lot since that narrative applied. Today, retirees still have energy. They still want purpose and meaning in their lives. They still want to create experiences with and for their family. So why are we still planning for the old retirement? Why is every advisor still talking about cash flow models and asset allocation? And why do they never once talk about purpose and the place for work? These false narratives are why I believe now more than ever people, not just retirees, are struggling with depression, anxiety, a sense of restlessness, and in some cases hopelessness. Let's not pretend any longer that going from a life of all work to all play is going to satisfy the human soul. We feel that it's incredibly important to balance vacation and vocation, and I want to give you our definition of work. Work is an engagement that brings value to others and meaning to me. So try this phrase on for size. Once a person reaches age 65, they should no longer participate in activities that bring value to others and meaning to themselves. It just doesn't work. Work matters. I challenge you to rethink your proposition toward retirement. Sometimes what we need to do is just throttle the hours and find the right balance between vacation and vocation instead of quitting cold turkey. I also didn't mention money in our definition because it could be a volunteer engagement that brings value to others and meaning to me. There are two parts to retirement. Part one is what will you do with your time, and part two is how you pay for it. And which one of those conversations do you think we should have first? Every person has the same thing to invest in retirement, 168 hours a week. Most people don't give enough thought and planning to this area before they retire. There's been a study done and it says people spend more time planning a 2-week vacation than they do a 35-year retirement. We want you to flourish and not flounder. Our job is to help you get the best life possible with the money you have. We have intentionally created tools and resources to help us have better conversations around retirement. We try to ask better questions. We want you to have enough purpose to get out of bed in the morning and enough money to sleep at night. Let's maximize your 168 hours to the fullest. Click on the link below to get started because your future is brighter than your past, and we can't wait to help you get there.